Good day, everyone. Next up on the session is Silver Tiger. We're joined by Jessome, CEO of Silver Tiger. We'll be speaking about his flagship Los Ricos project in the El Tigre district of Sonora, Mexico. I'll ask that listeners please relay your questions to the Q&A icon in the top right. With that, Glenn, please tell us your story.
Well, Joe, thank you for that introduction. A lot of the Red Cloud folks we've been kicking around here since the fall have seen the full presentation. So I'm going to do a shortened version because there's so much new, Joe, on the mountain. We were here in February. I think it did about an hour deep dive about El Tigre, our asset in the Sierra Madre. Look, a quick minute to introduce everybody here to the asset, but then we're going right into the new stuff. Anyone wants to catch up, that's the first time hearing about El Tigre and Silver Tiger, go to the website. We're in the BMO, Metals and Mining Conference this week. That's the preeminent mining show on the planet. I've done a presentation for that, and that's on the website. Good 30-minute overview of the whole project. And if you go through the investor section and webinars, you'll see all kinds of them, including the one we did for Red Cloud in February. That's on there, deep dive. But we're going to go fast to the new stuff. But a quick intro. We're in Sonora. We've been in Mexico building mines, our group out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, for over 25 years. We've built 3 large mines. We've developed 2 more and sold to majors. The last one, a little over 2 years ago, our asset, Santa Cadutas, we sold to Agnico Eagle. This is just the next one of our next ones in the pipeline, 80 kilometers from the U.S. border in Sonora. I always say, if you're going to invest in a jurisdiction, make sure you ask them how long they've been there, how many mines they've built, or how many they've developed and sold to majors. Really important question, people. You have to basically make sure that where you're putting your money, that team has a track record in that jurisdiction. We're lucky to say 25 years. I just told you what we did. This is our next one. What you're looking at here is our asset. I acquired a public company in 2016, 17-ish, called El Tigre Silver. They had a wonderful asset. We paid $11 million for the asset. We delisted that company and we took the asset. Great work done by the guys who had this to get it ready, put it back together, do the initial drilling. And then that partnership with their shareholders has been fantastic. We then sprinkled some of our 25 years experience on it, and it's gone very, very well. I'm a securities lawyer by training. What I do for our group in Halifax, I build all the public companies on the TSX and the TSX Venture Exchange. I'm on the National Advisory Committee, one of 6 or 7 people in the country for the TSX Venture Exchange, and many times buy public companies that have assets we need. Exactly the recipe that we always use was the same one we have here. Big land package, 30,000 hectares inside that gold box. That's all our claims. 35 kilometers long, 25 kilometers of the Sierra Madre. You can see we have power running through it. We're close to a mining town, Escada, built for all the copper mines to the west of us. Excuse me. We drive from Hermosillo 2 hours right to site. All kinds of great things. No ejido. We have land rights agreements with all of the ranchers to explore the land. We bought the middle 6,200 hectares, $1.1 million. Nice to put that under our control very, very early in the process. Lots of water on site, but you can see the Angostura Dam is very close to us. Look, nice. Also, the El Tigre Silver guys did a great job putting the asset back together. There's the full royalty. I still have the abilities. It's not been given away to exploit that down the road. Fantastic thing for us to have. Why we really bought this was the old El Tigre mine right here. We're garbage men. All of those projects I told you about, we found under and around the head frames, both Spanish or foreign-owned, usually American mines. 1908, where I put that blue dot, to 1930, 100 million silver equivalent ounces came out of that old mine. I'll show it to you in a minute, at an average grade of 2 kilograms per ton silver. That made it one of the hottest spots we'd ever seen, maybe one of the hottest spots mines ever in Mexico, one of the largest at that time. That was really what we wanted to acquire this for. We've developed big districts, Ocampo being one of them. Tenor of grade usually holds. And if we get anything like that type of grade, we knew we'd be fine. And we're seeing lots of it, and you've seen our drill results. So we put this under our control. Let's tour the neighborhood quickly so you can see where we are. We're 80 kilometers from the U.S. border. As we spin around and look to the south, you can see big copper mines around us. Santa Elena, that was Eric Fear for Silvercrest One, his first asset. Here we are looking south. Look, I want to tell you what our team is capable of. That was our asset, 2015. With our team, went to Mexico and another company that we built. We acquired another public company called Animus, Vancouver Junior. Thought they had a nice moly deposit. We thought it was a pretty good gold deposit. We paid $9 million USD for it, delisted that company, took the asset, spent $9 million on it. 2 years later, we developed a 1 million ounce open pit resource with a, excuse me, PEA, economic study on it. I think it was pre-feasibility. And we sold to Agnico all in with the royalty, 120 million USD. Why I tell you that is that's what we do in Mexico. That's what this team is. That's the exact same technical team that did that, that's now unlocking the Tiger. Look, we've got all kinds of coverage on us. You've seen it out there. The Circle Silvercrest's Cheese Paws asset. Wonderful asset. Everybody, Beacons, I think Red Cloud, Stifle, all the coverage, Sprott. We're the next Silvercrest. Look, we're not the next Silvercrest. We've drilled 20,000 meters in this thing. When we acquired it in 2017, on our experience of building all those mines in Mexico over that period of time, did we know what we had? Absolutely. What the similarities are as follows. Everybody in Mexico is a garbage man. 1930 came. This Cheese Paw was an underground Swiss-owned mine. 1930 came just like it did for the Tiger, and silver prices went from $1.33 to less than 20 cents. All these mines in Sonora closed. Eric Fears sat for 90 years. He dusted it off in 16, and we know the story. $3.3 million spin code to what, 1.5 billion today? Hard to keep up with him. What a home run. We're doing the exact same thing on the exact same type of asset. Same thing. Tiger closed in 1930. The old timers left us both a lot. Eric has picked up on his 1,400 hectare property a lot. We're just getting into it, and so far it's fantastic. Let's have a look at the old mine, and then I'm going to talk about the newest discoveries that have happened. We had some fantastic work all during the fall. Beautiful stuff, drilling off the Clavos to the north. But boy, the end of December and some of those holes we put out in February, real game changers for us. And I want people to understand that as we start now to get some more results out of that. We've been drilling since, of course, the first week or so of January. Look, here's what you're looking at. We got 35 kilometers of this trend. That's 20. That's about 5 or 6 the kilometers in the middle. I own all that land plus the mineral rights. Told you we bought that and put it under our control early. We're going to talk about the old mine. Drilled off 1 million ounces there on a first pass, just on the Tiger vein. Remember, that had been mined out. Just kind of cleaning up what the old timers left us, just like at Cheese Paw. That's sort of the way it works in Mexico. We're going to talk about, come back and talk about the western vein. That's the Tiger vein. That's the Sites Kelly. We'll talk about that too. But this Sui vein, that's where in 1930, the old timers just touched it with their mining. We now know, and I'll show you why, that vein goes for another 1.5 kilometers, never touched. And boy, we're seeing some unbelievable results on that vein here. And we put some of those out in February. You would have already saw, but very, very valuable stuff. To the north, that's where we spent the fall with 3 drill rigs. You can see why we did that. Real simple. We're going to talk simple geology in Mexico. What you have here is you have a layer. You have a upper volcanic, top of the mountain, lower volcanic. It's always in that transition zone. You can see this yellow rock, I'm going to call it the El Tigre structure. It's 150 meters wide, simple stuff, and it's a layer that goes under the top of the mountain. It's always in that transition where you usually find these hydrothermal or slow sulfidation epithermal systems. No different here. It's what we've been working on and building mines in for 25 years in Mexico. Why was that first ore shoot there? The first ore shoot was there because those 2 veins, the El Tigre and the Sites Kelly, came together in that beautiful 100 meters of 125 meters of El Tigre. Silver veins, 80%. You see that red, 80% silver. Outside in the dissemination outside of those veins into this, what I call the yellow rock, for 50, 60, 70 meters on either side of these veins, it's just gold, gram, gram and a half. So you're getting 2 types of mineralization, I guess, for the price of one. That's the way to look at it. And why we really like that is because all of that stuff we drill in that yellow rock, the El Tigre formation, the gold is from surface. So you're starting to see open pit potential. What we did all fall is we saw those veins, same ones. This was mined, still a lot here. Never touched it, same veins. We saw that next ore shoot forming, and we drilled up there all fall. We'll talk about that in a minute, here in the next 7 or 8 minutes before we finish up. You got to understand the old mine. There she is, that old American mine, 1908, 1930, 100 million silver equivalent ounces, 2 kilos per ton. Incredible. They mined the 3 veins. Remember, they went to 450 meters. They stopped. They went home. I know it's hard to believe, but that's exactly what happened at Cheese Spot. Everybody went home, and 90 years later, they're exploring and exploiting that one. We're just getting going on this one. We're lucky to have been able to have the El Tigre silver guys bring this thing along and then partner with us. Fantastic. You can see the mine, 4 kilometer and a half, down 450 meters. You'll see the 3 veins. Well, look what they mined out of it. That black I showed you that disappeared from plan view, that was the stope. It was so high grade, they wanted 1 meter. Why exciting for us? Because we think that grade's going to hold across the district as we start to step out, and we've seen it already. Those 2 veins came together, kilo, they went after. Down here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 kilos per ton silver. We have all the underground mining records. We got them from the University of Wyoming. Every 5 feet, everything in the bottom level of the Tiger vein they were mining when they stopped at 450 meters, about 2 kilos. This is a beautiful one. The site's Kelly. They only went down here on this vein. We don't have a drill hole in it yet. 200 meters, level 8, level 9. Everything in the bottom level, a couple of kilos. This is the one that's got exciting in a quick way. That's the western vein. That's the Sui, guys. The old timers only drifted on that a couple hundred meters and only went down 150 meters. They went home. We've now mapped this vein for a full kilometer and a half. Very exciting, and we put our first drill hole under it in December. Blew us away, and we don't say the word game changer. We drilled 2 million meters of core in Mexico in our 25 years. We have new discoveries all the time. Game changers, they don't come along. That was. I'll show you why. Look, let's just talk quickly about the north, what we did up there. Review, 1 minute. What you're seeing is, you saw this all fall. I've been talking about it. Let's get up there with our 3 drill rigs and let's start drilling that, what we think is that new ore shoot. We couldn't have asked for anything more. Here's results you would have saw that would have come out during the fall. Beautiful stuff. It's just lovely that all this is from surface. This El Tigre, 150 meters, that yellow band I showed you, that's that great plumbing where only the gold disseminates on the outside, just like the pit we drilled off on one pass on the Tiger vein down to the south. High grade veins are intact up here. Great stuff. You drill off the pit first, and then you go underground to follow the veins like the old timers did the old mine. We think that goes as far as a kilometer. We'll get to that. We got our first, all of our drilling until late December was in this El Tigre from surface with the veins in it. Why wouldn't you? But we got our first deep holes down here. Incredible. That's all I can say. I'll talk about that in a moment. You can see the results. You're going to see 2 types of results from these northern pits we're starting to drill off. You'll see the gold first, 26 meters of 2 grams. That's out, just like at the old mine, in that great yellow rock, that great plumbing. And then you'll see the vein, 8.8 meters of 3.66 kilos, 0.8 meters of 10 kilos, 80% of it silver. Just like the old timers took out of the old mine for that 100 million silver equivalent ounce, an average grade of 2 kilos. Simple exploration, step to the north, 25 meters and do it again. Let's go talk about what got really exciting though, end of the year, guys. This is incredible stuff. And what we're gonna look at here is this map will show you. The guys, that's where we were banging away all fall with those 3 drill rigs. They want to go, and they said, we see another vein, 600-700 meters of strike length. We want to get in there, and we want to put a couple of holes in this thing. First week of December. They've been doing this 25 years. You don't tell the technical team what they should do. So they went at it with 3 drill rigs. This was different. It had never been even touched by the old timers. We walk and see all these veins. They all daylight, as I've told you in the past. They put 3 holes in it. Nice new discovery. It's called the Benjamin vein. You can see it. One thing that's very interesting about this we need to talk about is deeper in the system, the El Tigre, that 150 meters, that's all of our drilling up to this point has been done in that. It's from surface, it's got high grade veins and open pit bulk tonnage material, but that was eroded away. So even though those are 200 meters, these are the first holes we've ever got down deep in the system. So you can start to see what the old timers went down, a half kilometer to get. Beautiful, beautiful. 3 holes. The first hole is 3 meters, 1.3 kilos, 5 meters of almost half kilo. You can see how we're hitting it. We've been stepping out on that 25 meters north and south. It's going to be a nice new little ore shoot developing. Stay tuned for more results on that one. But that wasn't a game changer for us. That's a nice new discovery. We're going to have lots of those on the mountain over the next 1, 2, 3, 10 years. This was the game changer right here. The team wanted one more drill hole. I think they drilled it right till the 19th of December. We put it out in February. Incredible result. It's a third type of brand new mineralization on this mountain that no one's ever talked about. What they wanted to do was they wanted to drill this hole, and they wanted to go back to the old mine. Remember, on this western vein, the Suey, they never touched it here. They only drifted for a couple of 100 meters, and they only went down 8 levels. And basically, we want to get a drill on the down dip under that and hit the Suey vein. Let me show you that cross section right here. I'm going to blow this up so we can get a good view of it. You know, we failed, or so we thought, because when we drilled this hole, what we were going to try to do, the old timers took that half meter out for the first 150 meters. That's what they went to a half kilometer for. Super high grade silver, half a meter wide, meter wide. We have tons of that. That's just quartz vein. We have all kinds of that beautiful LT gray from surface. That's where the veins are to the north, especially intact. That's the open pit stuff. Nobody ever saw this. So what we thought was, as we drilled that hole, we're now 15th of December, we didn't go quite deep enough. That's because there was an 8th level. We thought there was 7. We got the maps from the University of Wyoming. We'll go deep enough next time to hit the Suey and then start testing that quartz vein down dip. But as we always do as good explorers, you know, first hole, remember now, we're down that same flat formation where we just discovered the Benjamin vein, 1.2 kilometers south in the same rock, because it's all a layer cake, just continuous along this whole trend. You know, we missed it. We went through the mine working. The old timers got it. But we let it go for 50 meters. We're so happy we did. Look at that. Incredible. Went through the footwall, went through an andesitic dike, probably 10, 12 meters, dead as a doorknob. And then we started getting reports off the mountain, which surprised us. We're into something big. It's wide. It's full of galena and sphalerite and chalcopyrite and quartz veins and sulfides. You know, that's silver. That means silver. And boy, it just was so wide, like 22 meters at 400 grams. That's so valuable rock. 12 meters at almost 700 grams. Incredible. So we were amazed when we got this result back late January, February. I can't remember when it was. Shocked. Like, for our team to be that shocked, incredible. We immediately, so you know, this is a game changer for us. We immediately had to, through triage, take the drills here and here. They were immediately moved here. We've been cutting core in this, stepping out 25, 50, 75 meters into this, what we call, all we can call it is a new mineralized zone. Never reported on the mountain over the 100 years, even all that mining time. So incredibly, keep an eye for those results. They'll be coming soon. The only other new thing on the mountain is, look, I made a statement to many of my shareholders when I raised money at 30 cents back in September with a half warrant, that I would not raise money until we were 60 cents and there would not be a warrant. I told a lot of my shareholders that. Maybe not on this screen. We had a $55 million valuation when I did that at the end of August. I held to my word. We just did a bought deal financing at $20 million. It was went through the shoe at 23. That was the first financing was 7. I always told you that. Institutions, nice size, long, precious metals institutions. That 23 million was 3 large, long precious metals institutions took the vast majority of that at 60 cents with no warrant. Our VWAP 5-day going into that offering was 56 cents. We did very well. We now have moved our valuation north of, with that money in the bank at where we did the financing, it's 160 or 170 million dollars. I think all our shareholders should be happy with that. But what they should be more happy with is the fact that we own this district. That's 25 kilometers. There's the old mine right there. There. We have all this to explore for the next years to come. All of these areas and targets. And we have $27 million in the bank, and we're going to get to work. The next uptick for the company with this money will be a new 43-101 technical report, resource estimate, and you'll see the first economic publication will be a PEA. That's what we always do in Mexico. That's what we've done for 25 years. It's the only way you win. You drill ounces, you move them towards economics. Very excited about this. Stay tuned for lots of results from the Suey and the north. And that's really, Joe, the whole story. I think I've taken up all the time, but maybe there is a
That's
question.
perfect. No, that's great, Glenn. I'm gonna try and blend a couple questions here because we really only have one question here. So in terms of the high grade mineralization that you're seeing, maybe just give us a sense of depth. Maybe just tell us where the current resource is hosted at what depth, and also to what extent are you seeing some of this deeper mineralization? How deep is that going?
Well, you can see it right here in the cross section, but I think we've got to go back to the historical mine. This has always been well presented. That's the old mine. The resource estimate we took was around the drilled out El Tigre vein. That's all from surface. That's 100 meters. All of our resources, the gold halo around that, that was the first pass. That's 1 million ounces of gold right there. Remember, the vein was gone. Think of what could happen to the north with the vein in it. This is a real game changer, because what you're going to see, and this will show it up very well, what we think we're heading for here along this entire trend is the following. There's the geology right there. That's everything. Think of it this way. We have 3 types of geology. All the old timers wanted was a half meter of that quartz vein. We got so much of that down dip untouched to the north for 10, 15 kilometers along trend. I just showed you 20, 30 kilometers. So we have that. We were the ones who came and put this on the books. The first 100 meters of that tiger, where you get the gold outside those high grade veins, disseminated 40, 50, 60 meters on each side. This, I can't tell you much. Just stay tuned. This looks very big. It's a very wide mineralized zone. It's about 150 meters down. Can you get to it with a pit? Maybe. If it holds up like this, it's going to be long hole mining. This is very valuable rock. So far, it looks like it's going to be big. We need to do the drill results. That's a third type there, that the value in that I can't even start to look at now. But you can see all of this is very close to surface, guys. Look, this goes for a kilometer. We'll be drilling down there at some point, not now. Everything we're looking at is 150 meters from surface in the Tiger, the quartz veins, and now this new mineralized wide zone. That's what we're going to be delineating over the next year. Stay tuned for the results.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Glenn. Thanks for sharing your story. That's all the time we have. Stay tuned, everyone, for a live look at Defiant Silver starting at 10 a.m. here.
Thanks, Joe, and thanks, Red Cloud.